From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell.
Well, how about this? Death Valley is alive with the colors of spring. Death Valley National Park is having a rare superbloom with flowers blanketing parts of the typically arid landscape. Park officials said that the area is having the best bloom in a decade, adding that many sprouts have yet to flower. The yellow desert gold is one of the most prominent blooms right now, with a variety of other species adding to the display. Now, for a super bloom to take shape in Death Valley, it usually takes more than a single storm. Multiple episodes of rain in the park during autumn and throughout the winter can build enough moisture in the soil for widespread flowering. Photographer Dr. Elliot McGuckin told AccuWeather he made the trip to the park after hearing the conditions were lining up. He said, "I have never seen anything like this. Super blooms in the hottest, driest place on Earth are quite rare. I'm delighted to say that the trip was worth it as the bloom is most epic. And it's nice to wear shorts and put away the winter gear." Park officials said that low-elevation flowers are blooming throughout the park and will likely persist until mid to late March, depending on the weather. They added that the colors will peak in the higher elevations between April and June. Now, another rare site is also drawing visitors to the park, Lake Manly, a temporary lake that forms in the basin under the right conditions. Now, it is not as deep as it has been in some past years, but visitors have still been wading out into the shallow water, where it happens to range from above the ankles to below the knees in many spots. With crowds gathering in Death Valley to see the superbloom, park officials are urging visitors to stay on the established paths to avoid damaging the fragile flowers. Well, spring weather fans in parts of the Midwest and the Northeast are in for another treat as a surge of warmth arrives later this week, with temperatures running 15 to 25 degrees above historical averages and climbing to their highest levels in some areas since October. AccuWeather's Matt Benz said that the pattern from late this week into the weekend will give tens of millions of people in parts of the Midwest and the Northeast a serious case of spring fever. Summer-like heat has already arrived far ahead of schedule in parts of the south-central U.S. Back on February 26th, temperatures soared to 106 degrees in southern Texas, setting a new U.S. high-temperature mark for the 3 months of December, January, and February. Aside from a few stretches of spring-like weather in the southeast, noteworthy warmth north of Interstate 64 has been limited to only a handful of days since mid-autumn. For example, Pittsburgh has not reached 70 since October 19th, when the high was 75. From Thursday through Sunday, highs in Pittsburgh are forecast to range from 63 upwards to 76 degrees, warmer than any day in December, January, or February. Farther south, Nashville has yet to hit 80 this year, but is forecast to do so by Friday afternoon. Atlanta reached 80 on February 20th for the first time since November 22nd, and highs in the low to mid-80s are expected from Friday through Sunday there. Records could be challenged or broken each day. The warmth may last only a day or two in the upper Midwest and may never fully take hold across the northern tier and some coastal areas of the Northeast. Highs are forecast to reach the mid-60s in Chicago on Friday and in Detroit on Saturday. In New York City, temperatures may not climb into the mid-60s until Sunday, which would mark the warmest day since early November. Unlike the brief burst of warmth this past weekend, the upcoming warm-up in parts of the upper Midwest and the Northeast may be accompanied by periods of rain or sporadic showers. Farther south in the central states, downpours and locally severe thunderstorms are likely. The Southeast appears to be the only region in line for a prolonged stretch of dry, warm weather. The mainly rain-free warm pattern, combined with building drought conditions, will further elevate the risk of wildfires and widespread smoke across Florida and parts of the Southeast. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.